Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय श्रीमद् भगवद गीता इसकी जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय श्री निताई गौर चंद्र प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल जय हरे कृष्णा So welcome everyone. We are now in the to our self realizations program for devotees. Hare Krishna. So today, actually, it is tomorrow. It is the Bhadra Purnima. So Bhadra Purnima. It is a day now. It has become very like a promotion day. Like you got Father's Day, Mother's Day in some circles, devotional circle. This is where you give Bhagavatam set and you can go back to Godhead. We do it every day. Actually, every day should be Bhagavatam, Bhadra Purnima. We teach you Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. We study ourselves. So this is how we are. We're trying to be very, very focused in our study and make sure that all of us get the opportunity, an equal opportunity of understanding Krishna. And going back to Godhead or not is up to them, on these things. But I'm sure one who teaches, that is how it is very, very important. And that's why we want all of you to become preachers one day, so that you will teach Bhagavatam every day to people. And that is how surely it may attract the eyes of and the grace of Lord Krishna. We don't guarantee anything, because ultimately it is up to him. And with it, then we celebrate Bhagavat, Srimad Bhagavatam in the Bhadra Purnima day. Okay. People sit down and listen and read, study themselves. The word go. That's what we do. From the first stage, we make you sit down and listen and read. And once you do so, you read. Okay, wonderful. So, who would like to start your realizations? Please do so, and I'll join you guys as and when I can come in. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Her Grace Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Krishna Prabhu for organizing these wonderful programs and giving us chance to share our realizations. I always look forward to these realizations programs because all the devotees share very nectarian their realizations, and there's a lot of things to learn and different points. So thank you
Yeah,
very
and we also teach you
yes, sir.
not just chance to give realizations. That is a very small part
Yes, sir.
of this whole gamut of preaching.
Yes, Prabhuji, of
So you
course.
cannot forget the whole gamut and just only this part. That is not very clever. Up to you, people. I should not be telling you this, all of you.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, it will be just like that. Oh, we are giving opportunity. Ha ha, opportunity. Is this the case?
No,
Then
Prabhuji.
why don't you think? All of you should think clearly. We think that you don't want to think. This is how you expect this. This is what we do, nothing else. It's much more.
Yes, sir.
So you must spend that time. Take that effort and make sure. Just like we do not take away anybody's credit, you must not give away anybody's credit. Both ways.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji, for reminding, and thank you for training us and guiding us. You always take extra effort to guide me, especially, and train me. So thank you very much, Prabhuji, for that. So yeah, I'll share my realization. As I said that um, Prabhuji always share different posts, different quotes, and um, and try to focus, get our focus on devotional service. So um, my realization is on this post that Prabhuji sent last month. Um, I read the post, and it's from Guru Maharaj. we remember that before 50 years, there was no entertainment other than the dramas performed of the pastimes of the Lord. In our village, there was no cinema theater. There were no radios. In our wildest of dreams, we did not think about the television. What to speak of all the computers? Completely impossible. This way, the society was very pure. The purity of the society is kept intact if you daily hear about the pastimes of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Krishna, which are the greatest cleansing agent. Our life has got to be cleaned every second of our existence. If life is not clean, if the consciousness is not brushed every second, then it gets dirty. And as soon as the consciousness is dirty, the reality becomes completely hazy. And as soon as the reality becomes completely hazy, we lose the real existence of our life. And that is why hearing is important. His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. Jai, Srila Gurudev ki Jai. So I have realized that more the facilities are available, the more contamination we are getting. As Maharaj are saying that few decades before, no modern ways of entertainment were available, but people were still entertaining themselves by hearing the pastimes of the Lord. So this is the main point becomes, this is the main points because we can get, we cannot go back in the time, but we can implement this principle in our life. Yes, there are lots of distractions today, and we are behaving like slaves of modern technology, but still we can use this technology in hearing and preaching. As Guru Maharaj are saying that hearing about pastimes of Krishna is the greatest cleansing agent. So every day we get dirty and we clean ourselves by water. Same way we clean our consciousness with hearing. Studying Srila Prabhupada books also a hearing because we are directly in the association of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada are talking to us. And another point is here that what happens if our life is not clean? Maharaj are saying that as soon as the consciousness is dirty, the reality becomes completely hazy. And as soon as the reality becomes completely hazy, we lose the real existence of our life. So, what is hazy? It is not clear. So, we get disfocused, confused, and unable to experience that when you, we get confused and unable to see what is good or what is bad for us in real. So, I have experienced that when you disconnect with Krishna consciousness, then this happened. So that is why praying to Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada is very important. That somehow or other we do not get disconnect from Krishna consciousness. I remember His Grace Amrish Prabhuji always advised that pray to Srila Gurudev and pray to Srila Prabhupada because prayers they change our lives. So having clarity in life is very important. And this clarity only, comes only by remembrance of Krishna. So we have just celebrated festivals last month, and recently was Shri Radhashtami. So, and Srimati Radharani is the topmost in remembering Krishna. And His Grace Amrish Prabhu also sent this message on this auspicious day about describing Srimati Radharani always thinks of Krishna, Antah Krishna. That refers to one who is always thinking of Krishna. So the center point is the remembrance of Krishna. In any situation, we either we are celebrating festivals or doing our daily sadhana or daily lifestyle, or center should be Krishna. So this is the point that Guru Maharaj are saying, that few decades ago in villages people were living much simpler life with remembrance of Krishna. I remember my older generations, and, and lifestyle was much simpler, and people talk about that, oh, older time was good and everything is ruined now. But I have realized that the principle is the same. Remember Krishna. Yes, lifestyle has changed, but who is stopping us to remember Krishna? Facilities are more and more now, because on tip of our finger we can hear Srila Prabhupada lectures, we can join programs, and it seems like time and place irrelevant. So if we want to remember Krishna, we can remember Krishna anywhere or anytime. So it is our free will. So I pray to Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada and Srimati Radharani that please give me this remembrance of Krishna. I heard this bhajan, as nowadays, like there are lots of bhajans. You must have also come across that on YouTube, lot of bhajans about Radharani, about Krishna. So there was a Krishna Radharani's bhajan that Aisi Kripa Karo Shri Radhe Dijo Vrindavan Vas. So I remembering this point that Prabhuji was explaining what is Vrindavan Vas. Remembrance of Krishna is the Vrindavan Vas. So I create Vrindavan, yes, because I want to live in Vrindavan. So this can this yes, of course you can go physically to Vrindavan, but remembrance is instant. Instantly you are there. So remembrance of Krishna, and instantly we are in Vrindavan. So this is my realization, and about thinking about Krishna, that point from festival. And I'm very, very thankful to my Shiksha Guru, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, for connecting me to the Parampara and Shila Gurudev. Otherwise, my life is completely hazy, at Guru Maharaj saying. It's not clear. So thank you very much, Prabhuji, for guiding and all the training that you are giving us. So thank you very much, Hare Krishna. This is my realization.
Hare Krishna. Shri Gurudev ki jai. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. The others can join in. Don't have to wait for anybody. Just start it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Pragya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samavan Krishnadas Prabhuji for arranging these classes. giving us this knowledge that I am completely unqualified for. And thank you, Sanjeev Prabhuji, also for sharing his realization. Um, my realization today would be like some points from the previous lecture that I appreciated. Was like something that I understood very clearly. Still trying to implement it still. And some um, personal realizations as well. So the first point that I remember is from that lecture from that Krishna re bhaje se bade chatura, which means that Krishna, we have to be very, very intelligent. Only then we can be Krishna conscious. In that lecture, there was this one small story that Amrish Prabhuji narrated regarding Bali Maharaj, that how he was instructed that the dwarf Brahmana is actually Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, and he will snatch away everything. But Bali Maharaj thought that if Lord Vishnu is so great, then how can he refuse him? And so Lord Vishnu asked only for 3 steps, but he took everything in 2 steps. And with the third step that was remaining, Bali Maharaj were thinking what to offer in the third step. And we may think that, that Bali Maharaj did not listen to his Guru Maharaj, therefore his material opulence is finished. But actually, Bali Maharaj is the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. And he's no ordinary personality. And with the third step, Bali Maharaj asked Lord Vishnu to keep the third step on his head. And so then Krishna said that, what are you talking? Do you think this body is yours? And that's something that's very difficult for me to understand, that, even this body is technically it's not ours, but still we have to give it to Krishna so that we can purify it for Krishna's realization. And also the point, the whole the Srimad Bhagavatam story that we listened to regarding King Yudhishthira and how he was trying to perform the yagna, and how the devotees were not surprised that King Yudhishthira could do it, because devotees of Krishna can do anything. But then 3 verses later only they were confused as to who should be the first person to be worshipped in that assembly. And we discussed how the undecided members of the assembly were the less intelligent people. But Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Vyasdev, they were not among those who were confused, but they kept quiet because no one was asking them for their opinion. So why should they say anything? And I was thinking about this point, that it's so important for us to ask questions. We like, a lot of the times I'm listening to the previous lectures and I'm thinking that, why did I not ask this question? And this question that I'm having right now, and maybe I would have had at that point also, but I didn't ask them. It's unless we ask, we won't get it. We won't get the knowledge. And we won't appreciate the point also unless we ask. Amrish Prabhu says this so many times. And then the other lecture regarding that, if you strive for material happiness, you're happy so long as you don't strive for material happiness. We discussed that if we're struggling, it means that we're still alive. That if we've fallen into the ocean and we are struggling to survive, it means that we're still floating somehow. But if we're down, then we will not struggle. So the fact that we are still trying to perform our bhakti, it means that we're still somehow alive in Krishna consciousness, and that struggling is much better than giving up and drowning. And there are increased challenges in everyone's life, including my own life, like with the job starting and so many things happening, and we're trying to struggle. But this point that we may lose our night's sleep over the things that happen to us, but we should come back to this knowledge. This should become our cornerstone to fall back upon. Otherwise, we'll just completely be victimized by the whole material world endlessly. Prabhupada also writes in the translation of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 7, verse 42, that in this material world, every materialist desires to achieve a happiness and diminish his distress, and therefore he acts accordingly. But actually, however, one is happy as long as one does not endeavor for happiness. As soon as one begins his activities for happiness, his conditions of distress begin. Again, this is a very, very difficult point for me to completely absorb, but I'm trying to understand it and implement it as much as possible, to not how we discussed in the Nectar of Instructions as well, Atyahar, and how the difference between Atyahar and over endeavoring. And this point that I really liked in the in Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj's lecture, that we should not unnecessarily increase the necessities of life. If we don't do it, then we will have more time to be with Krishna. And Maharaj said that simple clothes, if we're working anywhere, then we can keep the trousers, else we should throw them away, because dhotis and saris are the best. And Maharaj said that that our we should not take any loans, and our eating should be very simple, our staying should be very simple. So why should the doctor come to us? The doctor should take our medicine and chant Hare Krishna. So we should, I really, really like that point. That if you see a doctor, you should take a bath, because really it's not needed. But of course, they have to practically think about these points and do things as per need. But I was trying to appreciate this point, because currently I'm doing a project which requires a lot of traveling for me on Monday to Friday basis. So Monday morning I have to take an early morning flight, and Friday night we come back. And this arrangement seemed very daunting to me at first, but it's essentially you're living out of a suitcase. And it's just a small bag of the security bag, which you have to put everything for the next 5 days, and then you just have to travel with that. And I was thinking that, how I would be able to do it. Like, how would I put my entire life in like a suitcase and do it for 5 days? But I've started appreciating this point of simplicity, because I can only pack the bare minimum things that I need, like just exactly the amount of clothes and the toiletries and everything that I need, nothing more. And like life is actually becoming simple for those 5 days, because I know where everything is, because it's such a small thing. It takes 15 minutes to pack and unpack, and it's a completely haphazard life otherwise, but I'm just trying to appreciate the simplicity of it, that the time is saved so much, that you don't have to think about like what to keep, what not to keep, what to wear, what not to wear, because it's so simple. And every morning I have a 7 a.m. flight, so at least once a week I get to do Mangla Aarti at the right time, because I have to get up at 3 in the morning. So it's just like one of the silver linings. But otherwise, it's a very extremely problematic way of working. But it's simple, at least in that aspect. That yeah, Maharaj always says this point also, that if you have like a smaller suitcase, you'll be able to catch the train faster. As opposed to like if you have a big one, then you'll have to invest so much energy in handling everything. We also discussed this point that the person that we associate the most with every day is ourselves, is our own mind. And our mind also has a mind of its own. We discussed this point that Srila Prabhupada said that in the material contact, the mind is in kind of a drunken condition. And we're already drunk and we still want to drink more. And we also discussed this point that as youngsters, we should not keep this knowledge to ourselves. People are speaking absolutely all kinds of nonsensical things, anything on social media, anything they're speaking. So why can we not speak boldly about these points, especially in our place of work with the people around us who are always questioning the choices and the lifestyle that we have. And it's very difficult to actually have this courage. And now that again it's a completely new place of work, so now people are again trying to understand my way of life. And even though I don't try to like emphasize too much on it unnecessarily, but I remember this last week I was having a discussion with a coworker about who's like everyone just goes every 2-3 hours just for a coffee break, and like they have so much caffeine and everything. And they would notice that I would just be drinking milk or some water whenever I would be with them. And we had this whole conversation about caffeine, and I was telling them that that I don't have caffeine at all. And this person who's trying to think that I'm not educated enough on the subject, so he was trying to tell me that Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all of these things also have caffeine. Red Bull also has caffeine. All the energy drinks have caffeine, and chocolate also has caffeine. And he was like gave this whole speech that you cannot avoid it. And I told him that I don't have any of those things actually. So I'm completely living caffeine free. And I remember that he was just stunned for 5 minutes looking at my face blank, and he's like, "Are you mad or what? You don't have anything. You don't have absolutely anything at all." And I'm like, "Yes, that's what I do. I'm not asking you to do it, but this is the reason why I don't, because I understand what caffeine does to your body." And there's of course a lot, but you can't always have these discussions at length. We also recently started having these youth programs with Pradyum Prabhuji, Shrishti Mataji, Deepak Prabhuji, and Om Prabhuji. And all of us come together, and we don't we try not to discuss very heavy philosophical subjects. We just discuss very simple things. A lot of the times we just listen to His Grace Amrish Prabhuji's previous beginners lectures on the fundamental concepts of Krishna consciousness, and we try to replicate those discussions. And we mention Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj and Amrish Prabhuji and Avinash Prabhuji in all our discussions all the time. And we're very clear that these are just discussions and sharing our realizations. We read Prabhupada's books, and sometimes there are questions and answers from the youth that we try to answer to the best of our abilities. But we also then redirect them to Avinash Prabhuji to to answer these questions more properly. And I feel this way, that I have to study even more hard and intensely if I want to be able to hold these discussions regularly, if all of us want to. And we have to focus so much on our personal sadhana. And I always pray to Guru Maharaj before, I go to these discussions, that, something wrong should not come out of my mouth. And I find it really helps me. And Avinash Prabhuji told me that I should be taking a little lead in those discussions, but I was very uncomfortable with that idea because we have both Prabhujis and Matajis in that group. And I did not know if it was proper or not, but my only prayer to Guru Maharaj is that I know I can purify myself through these discussions and intensify my own sadhana, and that nothing improper should come out of my mouth, and it should not go to any of our heads. And another thing that I, again, is like a very personal realization, that like how I remember when I started out 5 years ago, it would be so difficult to talk to my parents about it and to chant in front of them and everything. And in one of the lectures, we were talking about how slowly Krishna gives courage to take a stand and to, like us, to just communicate and to be able to talk to people about our way of life. And it's like so much of a stark difference is there now, after like so much time, that I can feel that now that my parents have also started chanting, even though it's like very initial stages, and I don't really know how regularly and everything they're doing it, but they started it, and it feels so impossible to me, because I remember 5 years ago I would not be able to chant in front of them. I would have to hide in my room and chant, because I knew that I did not have enough courage to tell them what I was doing and why I was doing it. And now it's like, now my parents know that I have these classes on Sunday morning. So now on their own, they think that, okay, she won't be available during that time. So if we have to make any plans to meet our family or anything, we can't make it during that time, because she has a class. Even though I don't tell them to, but they know this now, myself. Like if they have any engagement, they accommodate themselves without me telling them to. And I'm really grateful to Krishna for that. And for the past so many years, I've been praying now that to get access to at least food without onion and garlic, because it would be very difficult for me to manage that in my college and in my home as well. But now that I'm working and I'm traveling, I have a lot more control over my food now. And with again that mercy from Krishna and Guru Maharaj, that I'm able to, have access to be selectful about my food. But now my prayer is that, to get the opportunity to cook for Krishna, so that I can have prasadam finally. But it's baby steps for me. Like it's a long way to go. And I know that probably these problems are not relatable for a lot of people, but that's a very like, all of you are very lucky to have good families who understand these things. But it's a very personal achievement for me that I've come to this point, and I'm really grateful for all my seniors and all my mentors who have guided me up to this point. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mother. Very nice realizations. So, caffeine, the moment they have a high blood pressure, the first thing the doctors will say, stop caffeine. Tell them cigarette also has caffeine. And your, what do they have it? Hookah is now hookah stalls everywhere. Hookah also has caffeine. Tell them all this thing. So, if anyone has a heart attack or or high blood pressure, even high blood pressure, small things, just stop caffeine. Yeah, yeah. Completely obnoxious our lifestyle is, completely obnoxious. And always remember, Krishna's mercy immediately comes on us. But before that, it is a devotee's mercy which is coming to us. This point you must never forget. Never ever forget. And this will remain. What happens is this: we have seen people who do not want to accept this, but they cannot let go it. It is a done fact. You can't change it. So the whole philosophy is given by your Shiksha Gurus first. And it is through their mercy and the mercy of the whole parampara, as long as the knowledge is given as it is, then the mercy comes to parampara, and that has its effect. The effect is very, very fast. The moment we are surrendered, we see the effect there. And magic happens. You see? If we think we want magic right now, that is materialistic magic. That magic is a trick. It's not a magic. The word is given as magic, but it's not magic actually. It is called trick. In Hindi, the word is correctly used. I do not know about English. Somebody can help me. In Hindi, it is called Haath ki safai. That is exactly what magic term goes nowadays. Actually, it is Haath ki safai. It's not a magic. You don't create something out of nothing. That is magic. It's magical. But our Kali Yuga, this is an example of it. That magic word has become so common that we think magic means Haath ki safai. Trickery. And many spiritual people use trickery also for gains, for their things. So all of you are very fortunate that you have this opportunity which you've got and making the most of it too. What is stopping is only our own self. Everything is there for us to quench our thirst. In our hand, a glass of water is also given. The water is also poured. So drink. You know? So this is the point. This is the point of the whole parampara. Initially you started 1 2 points. Do you remember? Have you written down a sequence of points?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Just write down the points, which you made. I wanted to say something. It just skipped out of my mind.
About
First, second, third, second
Bali
point.
Maharaj, the story of Bali Maharaj and King Yudhishthir, and the fact that we're struggling, it means that we're still alive. Anything related to that?
Yeah.
And that this knowledge should become our cornerstone, even if we're struggling. And the more simple we are, the more time we have.
Yes.
I the personality that we associate the most with is ourselves and our mind.
Our own mind. Yeah.
Like points before that or after that?
Yeah. This is the starting.
This
It's
is the
more.
starting, yes.
Yeah. Keep going.
That as youngsters, we should not keep this knowledge to ourselves, and we
Yeah.
should
Share
talk.
with us. You give an example. Yeah. There's one point which you said. Probably you must have added while speaking. I wanted to. In the flow, you must have said things.
Mm,
Yes. It was about Yudhishthir Maharaj and how Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Vyasadeva, they kept quiet because nobody asked them the questions. So you see, in preaching, you are not preaching exactly to exalted people, sadhus. They may be very clever, very inclined also, some of them. So it always happens. So the preacher generally has to ask the question himself and give answer also himself. Because audience doesn't know. Like Srila Prabhupada, they did not know how to worship Prabhupada. They called him sometimes call him Swamiji. Somebody called him, hello, how are you, Swamiji? How are you? Nice to meet you. Good morning. Good afternoon. Ji. So Prabhupada had to write down his worship or prayer. So we say Namam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Devi. It is Saraswati, not Saraswati. Like Vasudev is Krishna's father, but Krishna's father's son is Vasudev. So that's why Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatayine. This prayer was written by Srila Prabhupada. Said, now this is how you address me, glorify me. And he was such a humble personality, Prabhupada. He had to do it. Otherwise, hi Swamiji. I know Swami. Swami, not Swamiji, Swami. Guruji or something. And they would have forgotten Guru. He moves to somebody else, he goes to another Guruji. So they established. So this is how, even at the cost, and Prabhupada were criticized incessantly and very heavily for using the term Prabhupada. You see, previously, even this or his prayers Prabhupada had to write. And they said, please tell us how to glorify you. We do not know how to glorify you. So Prabhupada said, okay, this is how you must write in Sanskrit. So he narrated, Prabhupada narrated, and they wrote. Just see. And even Prabhupada, before that, Prabhupada was called Swamiji, Guru Maharaj, Maharaj, or something, whatever they could call. So one day, just Prabhupada said, oh, Swamiji, and all, sir, okay, it's not first class addressing. And they all, oh, is it not with the Westerners, youngsters, hippies, Is it not, Swamiji is not first class? So what is first class, you must tell you. We will call you first class. So Prabhupada said, well, you can call me Guru Maharaj, or Prabhupada, and one more Prabhupada said. So said, oh, there are two, three. What is the best, He said, Prabhupada is the best. So he said, now we'll call you Prabhupada. Since then, Prabhupada were started to call Prabhupada. They called each other on the phone. Now we are calling him Prabhupada, not Swamiji or anywhere. That's how it changed. And afterwards, when Prabhupada insisted that whenever you write my books, print my books, they would introduce him as Sri Bhakti Vedanta or Prabhupada or some Swamiji or something like this. Prabhupada said, no, you write this. ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. I want you to write this. Understand? With all my printing. Yes. And still they would not write. Sometimes they will forget. One incident took place. It was in New Dwarka. I think Los Angeles temple. Where some of the big sannyasis were, it gone on their head, became very egoistic. It was spoken by them. It was, you can feel, Prabhupada were minimized big time. Big politics going on by the disciples. Prabhupada did not say much. Prabhupada just told you, then those top people were talking to new people, neophytes. Prabhupada stand on the balcony and said, don't pollute them. They are innocent. They do not know these things. So even had to say all these things. So at that time, there was a presentation where they came and said, Prabhupada, we are writing this book has come for you, and here it is a book. So they showed a book to Prabhupada, and it broke. The pages came out. It was not written A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya, not written there. So even that Prabhupada had to insist, write down. Book, is it written? Why is it not written? Otherwise, we would not have known Prabhupada is founder Acharya, because nobody wanted him to be. None of other Gaudiya Math, excuse me, I don't want to say all those things. None of other God brothers and all wanted to give this glorification to him. Founder Acharya, he's not founder Acharya. What Acharya? We don't have Acharyas. Prabhupada is the name given to Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is the Prabhupada. Why did he take the name Prabhupada? Prabhupada were boycotted. This is a history. Not by all, most of them. Only one did not do it. So all this history is there. So preacher has to do all these things because he's not teaching to students who are sadhus and who know how to speak and glorify and thank and all those things. So it is very painful. Now I can see when I tell you, no, this is not the way to speak. Speak like this. As I said before, do you need opportunity to speak, or is it training you also? Okay. You don't want to do such things. It is not relevant. But otherwise, what is etiquette then? You see? And how will you learn? And how are you going to teach others? And the others will teach you, same thing. So it's all parampara, it has to continue. If it continues, if it doesn't continue, it doesn't matter. We tried our best. So preacher has to have a very long vision and had to drink poison all the time. Because everybody's problem is their problem. Is it not so? You think only your problem, I've got this problem, what do I do? Like everybody has an issue. And everybody wants to have a compromise. If I don't do this, can I do that? Can I do that? Can I do that? Can I do that? Can I do this? Can I do that? Yes, you can, you can't, you can, and you are answerable for them. Because you cannot compromise the devotional activities of people. So it is a very, very, very tough and very important position, you see. So we are teaching you all these things. So do not be timid and shy. Those who are going to be sheeps cannot walk with us. That's what I mean. You will have to take a stand. You will have to open your mouth. You have to keep your mouth shut. You will have to walk alone. It is easy, some words for you, but when it comes to that, it will be very difficult. So these are the points with which your first Shiksha Guru came to you. You did not know all these things. With all this in his mind, their mind, because we trained them. We said, follow like this, do like this, say like that, and then as it is. And that's why you are sitting here. And this you may know before I'm telling you after so many years. It is not that simple. So all of them who are teaching like this. So this is the point, So we cannot say keep quiet. If I keep quiet, then you will never know to ask a question. You understand this? These three personalities could keep quiet for waiting for anybody to ask a question to them because others were very intelligent and clever and all those things, right? And when they were asked, they asked the question. If we keep quiet, you will not know. And still our students come and tell us to say, oh, we learned basics from you, etiquettes from you. You say, yes, absolutely right. You learned only basics from us because I don't have any capacity to teach you anything more. You learned everything else from somebody else. You are absolutely correct. Thank you very much for engaging me in your loving devotional service. Oh, we do not know whether this will attract Krishna or not, but we are not saying it to attract Krishna. We say it because this is how we are going to teach you. This is the meaning of you are nobody. This is the meaning of saying that we take charge of people, but we are not in charge of people. So it is poison. It is drinking poison. But if you drink the poison, and if Krishna is satisfied, because it is said that do not bless, there are 10 offenses in the chanting of the holy names. When you're preaching, every student of Krishna consciousness, even advanced, have to recite these 10 offenses against the chanting of the holy names. And the first offense is this, that to blaspheme devotees who have dedicated their lives for the propagation of the holiness of the Lord. Blaspheme doesn't mean blaspheming. Blaspheming means speaking lies or cheating or whatever it is, hurting them, disturbing them. Don't do these things. And we want you to experience this. It is very, very, very sublime. All of you. So it's very nice. We are hearing you very nicely, very nice realizations, and you're implementing it. And remember this point only. This parampara is before you, before coming to Krishna. And they're delivering Krishna to you. They may not have, but their guru has, their guru has, their guru has, their guru has. And you're following this. Yeah. Very nice. All the best to you. Wonderful. See, with of your realizations, more has come from me, So please, who would like to go next now? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Hare Krishna Pragna Devidasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji for teaching and training us. And thank you, devotees, for your realizations. Prabhuji, I was going through all my notes from 30th March, and I have made out the point which I have learned a little bit, implemented very, very little. And those points used to come up with me in everyday life and things. So my realization will be that. I have.
Can you speak up a bit, Prabhuji? Slightly up.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So Prabhuji, the points that I remember while I'm in office or working something, I have written down those points. So anything which is not normally done, stand out. And if we have chosen not to walk with the crowd, then we must tell them why we are holding our ground. Be bold and don't be afraid. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. This is the point. And like you said, people say, I love chicken. Then ask them, you are killing it. How can you love that? I want to drink. I'm already drunk. Why should I drink? It says it's injurious to health. Are you dumb? On pesticide, it is written it will kill you. Why you drink it? So these type of things help me a little. My senior is there. So on one, we were going to a party. So they were very afraid because they are not able to find an without onion garlic pure veg restaurant. So he was like कि कैसे कैसे लोग हैं क्या क्या खाते हैं. So I was like I used to think the same. कैसे कैसे लोग हैं क्या क्या खाते हैं. I'm also thinking the same. So it helps me, Prabhuji. The technique that you told us, like before you bombard me with questions, I'll disarm you by asking. Like earlier, I used to start giving all the things. Okay, I do this, do that. Now I just ask the questions, cross questions, and they don't like ask much now. Second thing, Prabhuji, from the lecture story of unborn
Well,
child.
nobody likes to be answerable for their actions. Remember this.
Yes.
Yes, nobody likes to answer for their actions. They're very happy to ask for your actions. If you ask them to answer a question, they'll be all grotty, grumpy. Yes, please.
Yes, like he always asks me, "Ki, why you are not telling me why don't you eat onion garlic?" So one day I was sitting, then I told you, okay, I'll tell you 4 points pretty quick. Okay, I don't go in depth. It increases my attention span. I'm less angry. It doesn't smell much. So I gave him what he wanted. So that is the thing. Then from the story of unborn child, like I have written down, birth means we have failed in our past life. And keep your pride aside. We won't decide who we are. Let Krishna decide. Like in Bhagavatam, we discussed that after born we have big titles, Doctor, Mr., Mrs. But in Bhagavatam, Jantu word is used. So that is the thing. And probably the line is that we are hankering after beautiful, the powerful, the learned, the wealthy. Krishna is the reservoir of all this. So we need to turn our attention towards him and we'll get everything. Everything, whatever we want, whatever's in our heart desire will be fulfilled by this process of Krishna consciousness. Krishna is so merciful that he fulfills all our desire. So, like we said this, so if we pray to Krishna very seriously, he'll grant not only what we ask consciously, but also what is in our subconscious mind, even our side intentions. So then we must be very careful about what we think and what we pray for. Like this reminded me of the thing in Vrindavan we discussed that our bhakti should be ahituki and apratihata, unmotivated and uninterrupted. Because what our intentions are and side intentions, we never know. Like I was thinking upon it, how like it's very difficult to watch our heart's intention. Like when our sadhana is going perfect, it usually happens with me when I'm chanting, I'm reading. I'm chanting, but when I'm anxious and I'm bewildered, I start demanding and asking Krishna, okay, do this, do that. So it automatically, I'm drifted away. I don't even realize. So we have to be very careful that our side motivations won't take us anywhere. So that is the thing. And in the lecture, is it karma or random acts? So many things happen to us. We might not be able to take revenge. We might be successful in taking revenge and whatever is the thing. But at last, we have to accept the Krishna's plan and live happily. We are powerless and we cannot do anything. Then Prabhuji, you said, like Maharaj said, koi vakhat asahaniya dukh avi pade. So that is the time very difficult to see Krishna's hand in it. And I have practically felt this thing. But we should know Krishna is doing his best for us depending upon our karma circumstances we provide him. In difficult situations, we should continue our chanting and slowly realize the things. We should always be prepared now when we can think, because in that situations we cannot think. So prepare for now if something like this happens. So Prabhuji, it's been 3 months. I went to a track and there I was trekking. On day 2, I slipped a little and my left shoulder got dislocated. So then all the thoughts, like my friends
What was
were
dislocated? Sorry.
My left shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, like the weather was not good. So some people, like many were going down and some were moving ahead. So I was stuck in between. My friends were not there. There was no internet connection. Only two, three people left. And every thought in the world that came to my mind, how should I call a helicopter? What should I answer my mom? What not? Every thought came to me and I was literally crying. And then I realized how powerless we are. Like the person he tried, but he wasn't able to do. And 15, 20 minutes, I was lying there. No help, nothing. Then I just like after every situation, every possible thing I can came up to, it's done. Then I remember Krishna. After all that, so the thing that we have written in like difficult times, we cannot even remember Krishna. I realized the things like when I was back and I was going through the notes, there I can't remember anything. Like the first thought that came to my mind was, how can I call a helicopter? Here the network is also not there. How shall I go back? So I did not even remember Krishna. Then after 20 minutes, I prayed to Guru Maharaj and Krishna, Krishna, please help me. And then somehow the man came and he tried, and then it was located. It was hurting a little, but somehow I got back safely and everything was there. But this is the point. After coming from there, I realized the things. It's very, very hard to remember Krishna. It was very practical thing. And then the Prabhuji, one thing that helped me that when we discussed that you said, you tell yourself that I am wasting my time rather than not realizing and becoming victimized. We have to be at least aware and conscious that I am wasting my time. Social media is there to make us victimized without being realized. So the thing is like this thing helps me a lot. Many times I don't even realize where I'm going, what I'm reading, what I'm taking inside me, what I'm speaking. So if we are at least realize, we can control our thoughts. So this helps me. So these are all the points that I have tried to implement and I realized a little. And thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very nice. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for sharing your realizations. It's helping us, helping me how to remember Krishna. There is one story I used to say, I do not know the bona fideness of the story. So I said, I never say it is not bona fide. But take it as a story. Because many times I say stories, this happened, that. So I'll tell you the story. About same point that when we are facing problem, how we don't remember Krishna, we remember everybody else. So as I said again, I do not know the authenticity of this, but please listen. Okay, I mean, you listen to these kind of things in kathas, they invent stories, they say stories. I do not know how half the truth is there or how they make their own. So look at it as a story. If it is true, must have Guru Maharaj story. If it is wrong, is me demon. But let us help us if it helps us in our bhakti, remembrance of Krishna. So what happened, during the Draupadi, Mother Draupadi's disrobing incident, Chiraharan, poor lady, in the court, of her own leaders, elders, technically, even if it is father-in-law's brother is as good as father-in-law. Brothers-in-laws, brothers are also brothers-in-law. They were disrobing her. So just see the situation. It is about 5,000 years ago when Krishna was present on earth. To his devotee. This did not happen to his non-devotees. So when we have our own victims, when we play victim card, remember them. Why is it happening to me only, Krishna? Why I'm chanting your name so much? Remember all these stories. Okay, this is a fact. This is a fact. Disobedience happened there. When you do self-pity, remember this. Self-pity is the greatest thing you can ever do to yourself. Have courage. to face things. So what happened is this, So when Draupadi mother was being disrobed by Dusasana, it was very, very painful situation. At the time, what was Krishna doing? Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has only one business actually. He just enjoys. So he was nicely sleeping. He had put his head on the lap of his wonderful wife, Mother Rukmini. Beautiful mother, wife Rukmini. And she was giving him, just nice, and she was giving him nice grapes to eat. One grape, angur. He was enjoying. Two grapes. And their devotee was in distress, completely distressed, life and death finished, all these things. So he stops eating and he says, stood up and says, starts to pace, He said, what happened, my dear? You were sitting nicely enjoying. He said, yes, I'm enjoying. Thank you. So why are you doing like this? He said, what happened? He said, my devotee is in distress. She said, your devotee is in distress? Then go help them. Go help. Who the one lady? Help her. Go help the devotee in distress. He said, but she's not asking for help from me. She's asking for help from Dhritarashtra. Stop this, Dusasan. Stop this. Dhritarashtra could not stop. Went and spoke to the grandfather Bhishma. Stop this. So Bhishma Krishna, Bhishma Deva also could not stop it. Then she asked our husbands, Bhimsen, they all become slave by the time, correct? Arjuna, warrior, all for martial arts and everything he knew, warrior. Bhimsen, he could uproot trees like this. Asking for help, couldn't do. Asking for help, all this helps were being asked. Dharmaraj Yudhishthir, son of Dharma, Yamaraj, we all meet Yamaraj because of our past bad karmas. His son, he couldn't do. So Krishna is enjoying. And all this is going on, drama, all this, they said, what do I do? She's not asking for my help. And then ultimately, when nobody helped, she used her teeth to hold the sari in the hand. So, what happened? She relied upon elders, other people first, including the husbands and all. And when nobody could help, she helped her own self with her own teeth in the hand. But Duryodhana is strong and he pulled away the hand also. At that stage, when nobody could help, when she could not help her own self, that is when she turned to Krishna, raising her hand and say, hey Govind, now I'm not going to stop myself. If you want me to be disrobe me now. Now. Do it now. Hey Govind. This is a true story, isn't it? This is the true bhakti at this stage. Why will our eyes not be teared? At that time, Krishna went immediately. Now she is calling me. He went immediately. And what did he give? She has given me one cloth because his finger was stone. And she tore out one nice cloth from her very, very opulent sari. And he gave back 1,000 saris to her. Shri Dusasan, let us see how much you can pull. Pull. So this is our position. We belong to Krishna's world. We belong to Krishna. But somehow, because of our own shortcomings, our own wrong decisions, we've taken birth in this material world and taken so many births, so many difficulties, so many problems. And in this birth, somehow by the what fortune we have, this is Prabhupada's mercy only. Prabhupada's is Guru Maharaj's mercy? No, Guru Maharaj is Guru's mercy? No, Guru Maharaj Guru's. Guru mercy, Prabhupada's mercy? No, Guru Maharaj Prabhupada's Guru's mercy, no Prabhupada's Guru's mercy, no Prabhupada's Guru's mercy to save the world, give this knowledge. So this is our chance. This is our chance. This is our chance to surrender to Krishna. You see? So this is a story. So if he's nicely having angur, let him have a nice angur. Please don't disturb for me, you know. But ask for help, he'll immediately come and help. Go stop everything, let's go, man. And just like when we go, if we go back to Godhead, if we can, if we want to, what will happen? Nothing happens or what? We just land like you land in Bombay. From Delhi you go to Bombay, or from Nagpur you go to Calcutta, and nobody knows you. Just landed. That's all right. Check in, get a taxi, go in, and you go back to Godhead. There'll be just a celebration there. Huge, huge celebration. It is given in the Shastras, the deep Shastras. Don't reveal, ask me what, why, I do not know all those things. I'm just telling you this. And Krishna comes to meet first. All this, meet Krishna. And what Krishna does, you know? Tell me, what does Krishna do? Any one of you. Make a guess. Make a guess.
Application object.
Yes.
You told us this before
Yes,
that he
don't
failed.
say. He just faints. He just fainted. He just faints to see you. And then what happens? He faints. Then what happens? He faints. Then what happens? Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba, all the gopis are in severe anxiety. Krishna has fainted. Oh my God, what do we do now? Wake him up. Pour water. Give, shake him. What is this going on with him? He's fainted. He's fainted. And you are also stunned. You do not know. You don't want Krishna to faint. He's fainted. Then Lord Balaram, Daoji comes and says, "Now I'll tell you one thing." Daoji knows things. He said, "Come." He holds your hand. So now you caress him. Touch his face. And wake him up. Only then he'll wake up. That's what you do. That's when he wakes up. And there is jubilation. Now you tell me, why will you not love this person? We have forgotten him. Still, as Paramatma, he is with us even in this body and every body that we have. Why all this ego that we have got against us, against him? Why all these things? There's severe anxiety. You be with Krishna means anxiety. Mother Yashoda is always under anxiety. Absolute anxiety. Where did he go? What did he do? Did he eat or not? Did he cook or not? I given him food. Did he kick or not? Ask the question with the brother, the friends, has he eaten today? How much did he eat? Did all those things? And Mother Yashoda, all other mothers also would give food for prasad for Krishna. They would give for their children also, and this potli is for Krishna. Give it to him. So they would say, "Krishna, I got this for you. I got this for you. Eat from me." He said, "Yes, yes, I'll do." They're eating nicely, you know. So sits and eating tear kadamba. So that is our position, and we have to go there. We have left there and come here. So how we should live life here? Tell me. If this is our position with him like this, how we should live life? I'll tell you how we should live life. We should live life to say, I have, by my own choice, have fallen down. Oh Krishna, I am your eternal servant. Yet somehow or other, I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of you, an atom at your lotus feet. I know not but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he embraces me, hurts me by his embrace, or not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, but he'll always remain my Lord unconditionally. So we are born here now, but we don't belong here. See? Remember this. So how to finish it off now? Finish it. Don't take grudges. Don't hold back horses. Just finish it off. I don't belong here, I'm here. Never forget this statement. I am living here, I don't belong here. If you are going to go to, say, you are living in your, say, some city number A, you're going to city B. And city B, you know, you are not going to eat properly, but say, if I reach my home back in the night, I'm going to have food. So you are eager to go back, right? To have your food. Here also you get something, I can eat whatever is given, no problem. But night I'm going to have nice prasadam, nice food. Hey mom, I'm coming back proper, I'm very hungry. Mama said, no problem, I'll cook for you first class, you come home. Right? This is exactly how it is. Oh Krishna, I'm coming there. I have to fulfill this. I'm here because of it's not enough your fault. Let me bless me so I can get out of here now. This is Vrindavan thinking. This is the thinking of Krishna. These are we live life, but we don't live. We are attached, but not attached. Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Talmala. This is how local lotus flower we try to live life. But it's very difficult. Modes will pick us, destroy us. So try to remember this story. But at least this much you remember, this point that we don't belong here, we are living here, but let's get out of here. So don't get too much, as Guru Maharaj would say, don't take it too seriously. This life, it's okay, I finish it off and move on. It's too short. In no time you'll become 50. In no time you'll become 80. In no time you're dead. You're gone. In no time. See, at some point in time, you used to call somebody uncle and aunties. Correct? Now you are being called uncle and aunties. Auntie, he's calling me auntie. Oh my God, I'm not auntie now. I'm already auntie. My God, what has happened to me? No. Exactly. 3 years, 4 years ago, you used to call somebody auntie. Now you're being called auntie and uncle. Finished. Then will be called grandfather. Dadi, Dada. If you're very lucky, they'll call you Dada. They'll say, hey, old man, get out of here. If you live in the Western world, they'll say old man. Old woman. That's an oldie. Waste of time, Would take khadus. In India, they give some respect. Hello, my mother sits down. Everybody comes and wishes her, man. She says, Ambrish, it's very nice, Adi. I sit down, everybody comes and says, hello, Dadi, Auntie, small children to old people. Some of them come and touch her feet. But Sumat is still there. Nowadays, still there in India also. Just like that. If we don't see you today, you don't come down. What happened to you? Is it okay? We don't see you. All these things. If you're very lucky, you'll have this. So don't worry too much about this material world. Finish it off. Done. Dusted. Goodbye and good luck. कुछ हमें चाहिए ही नहीं. This is how we must live life. We live here, but we don't belong here. Full stop. And always remember Krishna. Krishna, I am yours. I've forgotten you. I'm suffering. Please make me remember you. Please. Your 3 modes of material nature are working against me. My body is working against me. Everything is working against me. It's my fault. But I'm reaching out to you. Somehow your message is coming through. Srila Prabhupada and Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. Please help me. Please help me remember you. Please help me remember you. Please help me remember you. That's it. Job is done. Is it so simple? Is it not so? And then if you're satisfied, he'll tell you, okay, your position is this in the spiritual world. This is your personal form in the spiritual world. He will reveal this to you. The holy name will reveal it to you. And that's how it is. So this is actually how it is. Nobody else can tell you. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Hare Krishna. More. Give me more. It's helping me remember Krishna. Thank you very much to all of you. Hare Krishna. Who would like to go next?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Pragya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji for training me and making teaching me so much that I am able to give this realizations. And thank you all the devotees who have given realization. It it helped me a lot. There were many new points that I learned from this realizations of devotees.
Yeah, and thank you to Saraswati Mataji and Avinash Krishna Prabhu for training me, for teaching me, for connecting me. Yeah, of course, when you pray to us, the message goes to them also, but still, it's your duty. Even if it takes you 3, 4, 5 generations to go like this, do it. It'll be benefiting to you. It will benefit anybody else. He doesn't need your thank you. I don't need your thank you. You know, it's very nice. We understand. Your hearts are very clean. Please do so. Very nice. All the best. Please continue.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I have made notes based on the lectures as well as what little I have implemented from the knowledge I have gained from Hare Krishna WECAN. So
Very nice. Can you speak up a little bit, please? Please speak up a little.
yes,
Thank you. Thank
Prabhuji, we have discussed in our class that where it was mentioned that we should approach Krishna. To approach Krishna, you need childlike innocence. And to become childlike innocent, you require actual philosophical depth because we have defects in us, and one of them is cheating propensity. And most of the time, we cheat ourselves. Like just few minutes ago, I had questions that due to that engagement, I was not able to attend classes, but it is happening for everyone. No one special. Everyone is facing challenges. Everyone is facing problems. And I remember that Avinash Prabhuji is taking parents class, then this class, and he used to wake up to take our class at 5 a.m., 4 a.m. So where am I? Where am I standing? I'm just making excuse. So that was the point that hit me, even just recent point itself. If I need to stop this, it requires volunteer decision. And that decision making comes from practical knowledge. And that practical knowledge is what I have gained from Hare Krishna WECAN by in the mood of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. Also, I have learned that in the lecture, it was said that you shared one thing that Maharaj had shared, that we need to understand the verses not from our point of view, but from speaker's point of view. The way speaker is trying to communicate to us, that will be more beneficial. So from that point, when I read verses, I try to understand it, that what is that Krishna is trying to explain, what is the Prabhupada is trying to explain. And I'm not that intelligent to acknowledge those things or understand those things. So that's when I get this practical knowledge, and it has helped me very much. Even very minute details, minute philosophical questions, right from why shouldn't we eat onion garlic, why shouldn't we eat meat. So that has helped me a lot, and that has eventually helped my family as well. We were to my family, my parents, my brothers, we all used to eat meat, onion garlic, everything. And then after connecting with Hare Krishna WECAN, after connecting with Avinash Prabhuji, this has certainly changed a lot. Even recently, when we were at some family function, at some relatives, very close relative, my father's real sister's home. So there they were eating meat, They were eating chicken, meat, and everything, and they were like telling us, "Ki you should, or why you stopped it, you should eat and everything." So my parents took stand that we don't eat it. We ordered separate food for us, and that's what made me feel at ease, because my parents are taking stand that we have stopped eating meat and chicken, and that all goes to Avinash Prabhuji and Hare Krishna WECAN. From point, my family got connected here. These changes started happening, and it is very peaceful in my home as well. So this was one thing that happened, and it made me realize how important it is to, you know, connect with your family, and how Krishna consciousness connects your family and make bonds more stronger. Next, Prabhuji, it was also shared that we should think twice before lending our ears to someone. We should discriminate where the knowledge is coming from. This is very important, because nowadays in Reels and YouTubes, there are abundance of people posing to be very highly saints and giving out knowledge. And when we go to some gatherings of or some associations, the topic comes that, have you listened to that Maharaj? Have you listened to that Maharaj's lecture? But these are those, I have heard the discussions, but I didn't find any value. And must they were the very big saints, but it was not very black and white. And when I again hear our lectures, my mentors' lectures, our mentors' lecture, and Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev's lectures, that is very, very black and white, like the question and answer. And it is not to please me. Like, even when I said that I'm having this problem, I'm not able to. These were, you directly said that it is just an excuse. Everyone is having their problem, and it is very, very rightly said that everyone is having problem. But if we are not able to do our minimum sadhana, we have 24 hours, and it takes only 1.5 hours to chant 16 rounds. If I'm even not able to give that, then it is my excuse. There is no such condition. So these kinds of answer are not, I don't know, I have never heard it from anyone. Everyone is there to please. It's okay, you do whatever little bit you want to do. Just go on mandir, do some dakshina. Like, even in the kathas and everything. Okay, the last time I shared that Satyanarayan Katha, although it is, you said that it is not very scriptural, it is never written. But when I heard that Katha, that was itself, I thought, ki how come this is possible? Because in the Katha, people say like, you do only Satyanarayan Katha and everything is fine. You do this Dan Dakshina, let Brahma Dakshina, give Dakshina to Brahmans, and everything is fine. You you are free from cycle of birth and death. So that's how things are going. That's how knowledge is. So we should be very careful from where we are taking knowledge. And I am fortunate that I have that source. Our parampara is there. Our mentor is there to teach us every do's and don'ts, which are not taught
They
by
are
anyone.
Shiksha Gurus. We call them mentors, but
Yes,
they are Shiksha Gurus. Very, very position is very important. Yes, yes, please, please.
this will be. Shiksha gurus are there, and that is very fortunate thing because I see people wandering and not gaining any real knowledge, just surface level of knowledge, and posing to be like, yeah, I have so much of knowledge gained. I have done this much of yatras. Uh, I visited Vrindavan and everywhere. So these things happen. Then uh, the again the most crucial lecture for me was the story of unborn child. As very recently in my family, the two childs are born. I became mama and chacha. So before that lecture, it was very pleasant thing. Oh, child is being born, a very happy occasion. One is born on Janmashtami day, and my one of my niece is born on Lord Narasimha's appearance day. So, it, uh, so even that lecture gave a whole 360, turned my view entirely different. That what is the reason of being that much happy? Because if you are devotee, it was explained how deeply that if someone is born, a new child is born, a soul has to take another life to, or he have wasted one life. So that is very crucial part. He even I when I was born, for my parents it was a happy occasion, but ultimately it is not a happy occasion because I wasted a life before by not not doing bhakti or devotional activity. That's why I was born. And it is a very miserable position when you are under your mother's womb. People make movies, or there are many big dialogues in Bollywood that uh, la it's these are very filmy dialogues that last time sukun kahan mila tha maa ke pet mein. So, but actually it is not like that. Bollywood makes everything like that, but in reality it's very different. And I am so much, when I was making notes, I was thinking I'm so much fortunate that I am getting this knowledge in very, very depth. Even in our academics, no one is going to teach that how how it is there in mother's womb. Everyone is very poetic about it, but how actuality is. So these are the very little things that make me realize that how important it is to do our daily sadhana, to remember Krishna every day. And if I am able to at least make one person in my family remember Krishna, that is also very good. Because I am not that capable, but I will connect them with Avinash Prabhuji. I will connect them with Hare Krishna WECAN. That is my capability. That is only what I can do. So my uh, like my family has changed a lot. There are still many things to change, and they are slowly taking their time to progress. But I'm very fortunate that the younger generation, my younger brothers are taking initiative. They have started chanting, and I'm not forcing them, I'm encouraging them to attend classes as well. So I have made this point that I will, they like it or not, I will tell them what I have learned, and I have seen them changing. even the relative I was talking about, when we were at their home, they were eating this chicken and everything, but they have this bookshelf with many books because her daughter, my niece, likes to read different books. So there I found Science of Self-Realization at that very home. And I found Prabhupada, so that was enough for me. When they were eating this, I took out time, I started reading it. And then they came and I generally asked it, who gave you this book? Have you read it? So no, I haven't read it. It is my daughter's. And I have seen her daughter is not eating meat and chicken. She's not eating it, but her father and mother is very fond of it. So I think that touch of Prabhupada can change a person. And another thing is they were having this book, but they haven't read it. So I might have had many books or many knowledge sources, but if I may not have been connected to Hare Krishna weekend, I might have never read it. I might have, even if I have read it, I have never understood it in the depth, which is very necessary. Or also they are having Laddu Gopal in their home as well. So everything is so much of blunder if you are not connected to a parampara, if you are not connected to a authentic source of knowledge. So my whole realization came to this, that this is very, very much understood, that if I need to progress, also if I, whatever I am progressing, it is because of my Shiksha Gurus and how they are training me. They are not training me to, like, they are not just giving out the lectures and I am only listening. They are making me read the books. They are asking questions. They are making me ask questions, which will be beneficial for me, making me think. So that is one thing, that even when I am trying to teach my brother, younger brother or sister, although I'm not very eligible for that, but for initially, that is the approach I need to take. I just don't need to blabber things. I need for them to, okay, read this, what you understood. Okay, you don't understood. Okay, come to the class. So that is the way I should be taking. And this is my whole realization for the, that this has changed. This has changed me a lot. Hare Krishna.
Jai, Jai, Hare Krishna. Very nice. Very nice. All of your relations are so nice and practically, huh? Wonderful. Um, Great. Lot of points, you know. Just tell them when they say Vrindavan, when people say, I go to Vrindavan, I've gone here, I go to this dham, that dham. You tell them, I go to Vrindavan every week. You go every week? Yeah, of course I go every week. Vrindavan means what? Remembrance of Krishna. You got remembrance of Krishna in the programs? Yeah, that's it. You want to come? I'll take you with me. But no, you're not qualified. It will take time. Tell her this. Okay. Now I realize we've got a little bit of time only left, but I want to ask one question. It could be a debate also. So people will force you to eat non-vegetarian food, especially your own family members, right? Many of them will say, I want to eat non-vegetarian food. Why don't you eat non-vegetarian? Some of them who know a little bit of Shastra, they say that even Bhimsen ate non-vegetarian food. You heard this? Or Lakshman also had vegetarian, non-vegetarian food. Yeah? How will you answer this question? Be very quick, okay? We got others to listen to, but I just thought it's a good point to ponder. You know how I like to think, you know. This is where we can think.
So most of the time, when they say these things, I ask them what is the source where you have heard. So they don't have any answer of the source.
Yeah,
So
this if you heard it from so and so, it is true. It happened. Many people say this way. Supposing if it is true, what will you do? They give you a source, then what will you do? Anyone is open to anyone, not with you only, this debate. what will you all do?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can I try?
Yes. Yeah, please don't wait. Just keep going. Keep going. Yeah.
So, Prabhu, there was this one point of Anusmaran and Anukaran that we discussed before. So, like other people give example of Lord Shiva also. So, Lord Shiva also drinks poison, but you cannot drink it, right? So, you
This is
follow the
answer. This is the answer. Full stop. So yeah, is it? Yeah, they eat non-vegetarian food. Who is Ram Shiva? Oh, very nice. You worship Lord Shiva? So yeah, very good. Then you must drink poison. He's called Nilkant, no? He drank poison, no? So you drink. See, so that very good. You remember our discussion that point, in the past. You're connecting here. This is the point in practical connection. So very good. Drink poison. Can you drink poison? They'll change the topic. So no, no. Can you drink poison? No, no. Same way, I don't eat non-vegetarian food. You understand this? They can eat whatever they want to do. Lord Shiva can do anything. Exactly. So if you are saying that Lord Lakshmana or whoever had, they can do anything. Actually, Lord Lakshmana did not eat anything. He ate only fruits. Only then there's a Vardhan given to the son of Ravan. He could be killed by somebody who had eaten only fruits. He had eaten only fruits all this while. Okay, they were killed. But anyway, just shut them up like this. Just correct. Very good. Debate's finished. Our debate also finished. That debate is also over. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, let's. Who wants to go next now? Please, please feel free. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, all the devotees. And thank you, S.S. Amrish Prabhuji, Nagesh Purnapanna Mataji, and S.S. Krishna Bhagavan Krishna Prabhuji, and all the other devotees for sharing their realization. So the realizations that I have prepared, Prabhuji, is like they are based on the 3 points that I wanted to go around. So the 3 points are time, the people, and the activities. People as in devotees and other people's other non-devotees that I'm regularly talking to, my workmates and everyone. So I have like all my realization is around these 3 points, Prabhuji. So I was actually hearing a very old lecture, like old as in for 3-4 years ago lecture of Hare Krishna WECAN. So the one point that you have mentioned in that lecture was, I think at that time all the you devotees, Devanshi Mataji and everyone, they were in the college days, I think. So you were telling the point that time is something which you will not get when you will have a job and you will go into corporate and you will be progressing in your life. So you were telling that point. And that was very fresh to me now when I recently started my job like half a year ago. It was around like March or April, so 6 months have gone by. And I was hearing that lecture and I could relate it like very quickly. And it was very refreshing and very fresh instructions, not like that it was said a long time ago. So the one thing that you will not have is time, you mentioned. And this was what I was experiencing from the past 6 months since I started doing my job. And before I used to think that when I will get a job, it will be a structured time and I'll do this at this time and do this at that time. But none of that works.
Wait
And
till the time you find a girl or you get married. You're finished. Then Pradyumna Prabhu will not even show himself to the program. What program? What Hare Krishna weekend? I got my nice weekend. Weekend. Okay. Please continue. Please continue.
so, I was talking to Avinash Puji that day that I do not understand how Monday to Friday even goes. Like from starting from morning, early morning to the late night, like everything, I'm just working like a robot. Like I don't even have to time to think about anything, to do something creative or do something else because I have so much thing that are needed to be done before the day is over. So just by doing those things, my time is over. So one thing that I realized is the time is something that I'm very lagging from the past 6 months. Uh, so yeah, so you were also telling the point that when like we have to somewhere snatch time from, like we have to somewhere snatch time and give the time to Krishna and pray to Krishna that please give me time to remember you. And when we do get that time, we should not misuse that time in not remembering Krishna. So this was the point that was mentioned in that lecture. And just like uh, Like even yesterday, we were talking to Avinash Showji about changelessness. How there was some verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. We were discussing about changelessness. That how do we practice changelessness in this ever-changing material world? Like the instructions that were given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, they are relevant till now. Like from that time to till now, they are all relevant. They have not changed in the due course of time. That this is only applicable for this time and this time. Even the lecture that I was watching, it was 3 4 years ago, but it was so fresh in the instructions. And we were talking about the point that devotees, we always think that devotees are like us. Like you mentioned this point in Vrindavan, that we think that they are like us, they are ordinary like us, they are earning like us, they are eating like us. But we should not be mistaken that they are like us. Mhm. And there was this one very beautiful example we were reading yesterday, that when sun's reflection comes in the water and the water gets rippled, so we think that the sun is also getting distorted on, or sun is just here and it is so small, it is just here. So the example was given, but the sun is not disturbed by its reflection being rippled or anything from it. So devotees are just like that. Like we think they are ordinary, but they are not disturbed by these material things. The knowledge is like the same, what we are studying from all the lectures and all the parampara, and the lecture that we had about parampara system, that uh, we are in parampara already. We do not have to do anything else or take any formal initiation on or anything we have to do. Because the point that I like from that lecture was that we are in parampara because we have accepted the conclusion of it, and that is only that thing is needed to be in parampara, not anything like formal initiation or anything. When we have accepted the conclusion of the parampara, we are already in parampara, and if we are following it sincerely, then we are on the right track. And the other point, that we only get answers when we ask questions. Unless I try to ask questions, or unless I am not inquisitive, then I will not get any answers. Because when I do not ask questions and I get answers, then I do not value it. Only when I really think about it and read about it, and then I ask questions, and then when I get answer, then I will value it. Uh, So in that old lecture also, Prabhuji, you mentioned a very good point, that you have to be grounded in bhakti. And if we are not grounded in bhakti, we cannot even move an inch in bhakti. Like we cannot do any progress if we are not grounded in bhakti. So I was meditating about that point when I was chanting yesterday and day before yesterday. So like in keeping me grounded and always keeping me on track, like Avinash Ji had like major role. Like uh, I cannot think of like progressing or even understanding the topics that I understand now. Like I'm not saying that I understand many things, but from me personally, what I was few years ago and what I am now, like everything, every even minute things, like Avinash Ji and Saraswati Mataji, they have always helped us. Like even when we were in, they were in Nagpur and we used to have programs, even like small things like how do you clean, how do you structure the home program, how do you manage all these things. So all that we have learned from Avinash Ji. So like I have said that I will be like my realization about these 3 points. So time, people, like people as in devotees and non-devotees, and the activities. So I could not think of anyone else when I think of being grounded. So uh, that was the point, Prabhuji. And all my family is also helping me very nicely. Like I was just hearing to Divyanshi Mataji and Om Prabhu, like in the intermediate class also. Like they are struggling so much, yet they are so dedicated to their routine. But in my family, it is like they are helping me. Like everyone is helping me in all the ways. Like when it's weekend, generally when I chant and my chanting is over, so my dad asked me, "Have you finished your round?" So I said, "Yes, I have finished my round." Then he says that it's weekend, you should do 32 by 16. You should do more. So my dad is very much helping. Like uh, there are no obstacles in doing bhakti in my life. So whatever, if I'm not progressing, then I do not even have to think of anyone to blame. I already know who to blame because I have all the facilities, all the support from everyone, every person, like everyone. I have all the support, and if I'm not progressing, then I know very well who to blame, and it is myself. So I was thinking about that point, and like even all the devotees in Hare Krishna WECAN, like recently other devotees, and we have also joined. Like Krishna Prabhu is teaching us kartas, and we are having the kirtan sessions, and all the activities are going so nicely in Nagpur, and we are learning so much from Krishna Prabhuji. And I was remembering that when I started early in my job, I was talking to Krishna Prabhu one time, and I was saying that Prabhuji, I'm very struggling. These are all people, they are eating non-veg and they touch my things, and I'm like a very restrictive, and I sit very far away from them when they eat. So he told me that you cannot avoid these people. They'll be in like wherever you go, they will be there. In India, in foreign countries, everywhere they will be there. So I have to adjust. I have realized that I have to adjust with them. I still don't allow myself to take any of their food, but I offer them food. Like I take prasadam. My mom cooks prasadam, and I give it to them when I get the chance when I'm eating with them. So, but I still avoid like all those them being very close to me. And the point that you mentioned in the class before, that you give association, you do not take association. Like this is relevant for my workmates, not devotees, but I give association, not take the association. So I do not indulge with much other talkings and having fun with them and going out on parties with them. So this is what I have realized from my work. And like all the activities are going really nice. Like we are learning so many things now from like especially from Krishna Prabhuji, and like from Monday to Sunday, we on the 7 days we literally have 5 or 6 programs. So in 5 or 6 days we have some programs. I think just Monday or Tuesday we do not have something, but Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like almost 4 to 5 days a week we have some program, kirtan sessions, or we are also doing like my family, Shushri Mataji's family, Deepak Prabhu's family, they all come together on the Friday night, and we do chanting together, and we read the Science of Self-Realization book. And in that book, last week there was one verse from Bhagavad Gita that we have discussed in the Raj Vidya we were studying before, which Avinash Ji, that the bhakti is susukham, like the line comes susukham kartum avyayam, that the bhakti is performed joyfully. It is performed very joyfully. So we have experienced this. We are having so many programs. We are doing so many things. So that is not boring to us, because if it was boring, we could not have done it for a long time. Would be bored and we would have stopped it. But our activities are increasing and increasing, and that also comes to the same point that I have every facility to do bhakti, and it is just myself that I'm restricting myself and not progressing in bhakti. And like, I could not like think like many times it comes that I have so many problems in my life, but when I'm like preparing for realization and when I'm speaking now, I cannot think of any bad thing happening to me, like any sort of bad thing happening to me. Like even day like last year on Maharaj Vyas Puja, we bought harmonium, and like day before yesterday we got a mridangam, and we are like everyone is so excited here. I'm talking Deepak Prabhu, Sushri Mataji, everyone is so excited here about all these things and all the programs, and we are always talking that when will we go to Vrindavan when Amrish Ji comes, and what will we do when Avinash Ji comes. So we are always discussing about these topics whenever we meet. So I think these were the my realizations from what I have understood from the past few weeks, Rosie, and past few months. So apologies if I made any mistakes, Rosie. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your wonderful realization. Remember, all good things are not going to last forever. Okay, don't be under any illusion. Sooner or later, things will fall apart or start falling apart. Misunderstandings, understanding will come. Right now, all of you are new, young, when you become a little bit older, then all these things will come. That's when all these trainings will come into place before how you react, what you say. You see? So prepare yourself now for that eventuality. Because when that, I think you mentioned that in his realization, when it comes, you'll not know what to do. So think about it now. They call it simulation, visualization. So we don't visualize problems, but if you do it, we're prepared for it, then we're better off. Because as a preacher, you will see it at every step. Because as I said, you're not actually dealing with sadhus. You're all dealing with all kind of criminals. I'm not all chor, lutere, daku. I'm not saying you all are criminals. I'm just saying just like that, Yeah, well, just say whatever you want to say. We think whatever we want to think. We just take our things. We just surrender as you want to surrender. Then if something happens, then not surrender and all these things. So that's all right, Don't worry. Chant and be happy. That's why preaching is done on behalf. And always remember this. To join the parampara, we have joined you. But if you still require some diksha for this, pranali and that thing, you can do whatever you want to do. So there's no need. But it's up to you. You don't force anything. That should be put on record, You should not be, because you are still new, you should be told this. So I'm telling you this again, this point. So that's all good. This is all wonderful. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Very nice. Who would like to go next? Please, please. Hare Krishna. I think we should have 3 hours program. 2 hours is the wrong timing I did. We are nearly 2 hours now. Hare Krishna. We can go. We can still keep going. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Prajan Mataji, His Grace Krishna Sanpan Krishna Prabhuji for arranging these classes and teaching us. And thank you to all the mentors for training us and taking so much of efforts in arranging these classes and teaching us. Thank you to all the devotees for very nice realizations. My realization is based upon the 3 lectures from how to remember Krishna. What are the challenges to overcome while we face in remembering Krishna? And I also have my personal realization to share. Prabhuji, recently when I was very unwell due to some medicine reactions, I felt like I was almost about to leave the body. And at that time, even though my parents, they asked me to, the bubbles were coming out of my mouth, and I was very much, they were asking me to be conscious because doctor has asked them to make her conscious so that if she'll fall down, will not be able to do anything much. So they were continuously asking me to chant. My parents were chanting. My dadi, she's unwell still now, but she was also chanting. She was telling me that Shrishti, I'm well. You'll be well soon. Don't worry. I was listening to them, but I was not even uttering anything out of my mouth. And I just saw Srila Prabhupada's picture on my wall, and nothing. I was not even thinking about Krishna at any point of time. And that point I realized, I was also discussing with Deepak Prabhu and the Deepak Prabhu and Devansh Mataji and Pradyum Prabhu in the youth class, that from this I realized that the most important lesson of life is that the only real problem I was having is remembering Krishna. And that too, we discussed the same thing in Srila Prabhupada's homage, where Pradyum Prabhu mentioned about the real problem is to remember Krishna, and Amrish Prabhu mentioned that all about the material problems we have, the only problem we have in our life is to remember Krishna. And that is the point I remember, that I was not even uttering anything from my mouth. My mother and father, they were slapping me to be conscious. I was not even thinking anything about it. I was just looking into Srila Prabhupada's picture, nothing. I was thinking at the time of death, no, I'll not be able to remember Krishna if I'll not follow chanting Krishna's name in my whole life. And then like when I was quite well, I remember the verse from Srila Gurudev's that you foresee your deathbed, you will chant nicely. And till today, I'm trying to chant as much as rounds. I'm not even counting how many rounds I've chanted, but I'm chanting as much as rounds. My grandmother's health was not okay. I was thinking most of the times about that, and I was not even chanting properly. And then suddenly about my health. Now I realize that the only problem in my life, it's not about anyone's health, it's not about money, it's not about anything. Yes, the problems will be there, but the constant mercy is coming from Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev that I'm able to take any, like if I'm doing my work also, I'm able to take most of the time for chanting, reading Srila Prabhupada books, and making myself remember that whatever time I have now is very precious. Like I was very much thinking about everything, and I was constantly in conversation with Avinash Prabhu, and Avinash Prabhuji has helped me a lot. That whatever body you have to make sure that your body is in service of Krishna. So you have to take care of your body first. And I was not even doing any walking, anything. And I have also heard about, I heard the lecture of Srila Gurudev again. And Srila Gurudev mentioned that walking is the best medicine. And you should take care of your health first, and then everything comes in place. And I also remember the point where Purnavarja Mataji mentioned that you need to snatch time. In order to do your devotional service, you need to snatch time. And Prabhupada also mentioned that you do your duty perfectly, do your business nicely, and do everything for Krishna, and do not imitate. And this is the point we discuss now, that Anusaran and Anukaran. Anusaran is following the footsteps, and Anukaran is imitating. You don't have to imitate whatever your seniors are doing. You just have to follow the footstep. And it is very easy for me now. Like I'm just still now I'm not perfectly managing the time, but whatever time I have, I'm trying to manage it so that I can chant my rounds properly. I don't have to skip anything, like okay, I'll do it very quickly so that I have to go here and have to go there. Perfectly, like in the morning, I try to reduce my work and trying to do the chanting properly and trying to take care of my health as much as I can, so that I should have more time. And we also discussed about Bhagavad Gita verse about 6.7, where it says, one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached, and he's peaceful in happiness and distress. And Amrish Prabhu also mentioned, but when when the mind is uncontrolled, especially at the time of danger, it becomes impossible to remember Krishna. And I personally felt that how fickle and weak the mind is. That at the time when I was very much unwell, I was vomiting, I was not even thinking anything, and I was just looking at Srila Prabhupada's picture, and I was not even chanting Krishna's name. It is a very precarious situation that I was telling this to my parents and Deepak Prabhu and Pradyum Prabhu every time, like you will not be able to chant Krishna's name, like if you are not following it sincerely. That is what Prahlad Maharaj mentioned, that you need to start it from the beginning of your childhood. Then only at the time of death you will remember, and the remembrance will only come. And the Maharaj prayer also says you can only remember Krishna when Krishna remembers you. So then I realized that I need to chant as much as I can. That is what I realized from all the lectures. And the only challenge where it was mentioned that you should have faith and conviction. You should have strong conviction. And Avinash Prabhu mentioned about why we are doing it. We need to dovetail at every stage. Every step, we need to be very honest and truthful and consistent Krishna consciousness. So all the things I I noted down, that the only problem in order to remember Krishna is you should be very consistent, and we should follow like the Hare Krishna. It was also mentioned by Anash Prabhuji that we are following Hare Krishna lifestyle. We should be dovetail at every step. And if we want happiness, this is only built when we want higher taste. And we should also use our time wisely. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. That is what my realization was. Thank you, Prabhuji. For
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mother. Very practical, Very. That's right. That's right. It is true. It's true. I remember Guru Maharaj's lecture when Maharaj said this point that when the death will come, at the time we will be not it will not be possible for us to chant the names of Krishna. At the time, all our chanting that we have done, seeing that if Krishna is satisfied, then Krishna will come and chant himself, if he wants to, his names for us. It is true. So many devotees have said this situation, So those preachers, there's a verse, it's a very nice verse I've written down, glorifying the preachers, Let me see if I can find that verse. That we should be so thankful to the preachers, Sorry, it was not prepared, so I'm not highlighted it here, so I have to um, hold on. Because, let me just see if this is the case. Here it is. Nanvayasya brahmana rajan krishnasya jagadatmanah punantah padarajasa trilokim daivatam mahat. Let us come to the translation. Okay? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear King Yudhishthir, the Brahmanas, especially those engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord throughout the entire world, are recognized and worshipped by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the heart and soul of all creation. The Brahmanas, by their preaching, sanctify the three worlds with the dust of their lotus feet, and thus they are worshipable even for Krishna. As admitted by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 69, Nacha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priyaha kruttamaha. The Brahmanas preach the cult of Krishna consciousness all around the world, and therefore, although they worship Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord also recognizes them as worshipable. The relationship is reciprocal. The Brahmanas want to worship Krishna, and similarly, Krishna wants to worship the Brahmanas. In conclusion, therefore, Brahmanas and Vaishnavas who are engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord must be worshipped by religionists, philosophers, and people in general. At the Rajasuya Yagna of Maharaj Yudhishthir, many hundreds and thousands of Brahmanas were present. Yet Krishna was selected to be worshipped first. Therefore, Krishna is always the Supreme Person. But by his causeless mercy, he recognizes the Brahmanas as dearmost to him. Here it is. So imagine this knowledge we didn't even have before. Notice we realized this. And what was the chance that we had got this knowledge if it was not for Srila Prabhupada, even for Guru Maharaj? It was not for your mentors who searched you out. See, that is why it is said when a devotee is mature, he searches for the Guru and Guru searches for the devotee. This is the exact meaning of it. And it is also said in the similar verse before that, it said that sometimes a neophyte devotee offers all the paraphernalia for worshipping the Lord. But he factually worships the Lord as a deity. And he factually worships the Lord as a deity. That seriously is worshipping the deity. But because he's envious of the authorized devotees of Lord Vishnu, the Lord is never satisfied with his devotional service. Prabhupada writes, deity worship is especially meant for purifying the neophyte devotees. So deity worship is for whom? Purifying neophyte devotees. That doesn't mean that advanced devotees should not do worship. They should also do. But it's the main purpose. Actually, however, preaching is more important. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 69, same verse, it is said, Nacha tasman manushyeshu kaschin na me priya kruttamaha. If one wants to be recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he must preach the glories of the Lord. One who worships the deity must therefore be extremely respectful to preachers. Otherwise, simply worshipping the deity will keep one in the lower stage of devotion. If you want the reference, it is 7, 14, 40, and 42. No need to write down, don't worry, you can read it many ways. So these are proof. So it come in my reading, so I put this note somewhere, not to lecture down. Thank you very much. Just thought I will share this with you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, who'd like to go next? Please feel free. It's wonderful. We think it should not stop, It should not stop only. We should speak this only whole day, 24/7.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your nice nectarian realizations as always. And so many things to learn. And, I would just actually start with this verse that Prabhuji shared in the WECAN group. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, verse 15. And then I'll just speak few things, few realizations I had. I'm just going to read a little bit of this is you've read, you've said over there, read carefully to understand and then read again if needed. So I'm reading again and again and again. And it's helping me every time I'm reading again. It's something wonderful. The Sanskrit word Vibhu means the Supreme Lord who is full of unlimited knowledge, riches, strength, fame, beauty, and renunciation. He is always satisfied in himself, undisturbed by sinful or pious activities. He does not create a particular situation for any living entity, but the living entity, bewildered by ignorance, desires to be put into certain conditions of life. And thereby his chain of action and reaction begins. A living entity is by superior nature, full of knowledge. Nevertheless, he is prone to be influenced by ignorance due to his limited power. The Lord is omnipotent, but the living entity is not. The Lord is Vibhu or omniscient, but the living entity is Anu or atomic. Because he is a living soul, he has the capacity to desire by his free will. Such desire is fulfilled only by the omnipotent Lord. And so when the living entity is bewildered in his desires, the Lord allows him to fulfill those desires. But the Lord is never responsible for the actions and reactions of the particular situation which may be desired. And so, I'll just probably read the next sentence. Being in a bewildered condition, therefore, the embodied soul identifies himself with the circumstantial material body and becomes subjected to the temporary misery and happiness of life. The Lord is a constant companion of the living entity as Paramatma or the super soul, and therefore he can understand the desires of the individual soul as one can smell the flavor of a flower by being near it. Desire is a subtle form of conditioning of the living entity. And the Lord fulfills his desires as he deserves. Man proposes and God disposes. And there are a few other sentences, but I'll just stop here. So what I wanted
Is this
to,
Prabhupada's purport? Is this Prabhupada's purport?
this is I'm
explanation.
just reading, sorry. I'm just reading from the chat message that you've sent in Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
it's Prabhupada's purport. So read the whole purport then. What is there missing? Don't stop.
Is it? Okay, just 1 minute.
Brief explanation by Srila Prabhupada. So this is Prabhupada's purport. When I pick up only those which is relevant, here the whole
Srila
purport
Prabhupada,
is
yes. Dvara Sankshipta Vivaran. Yes.
Yeah, so please.
So there's 1 or 2 more sentences. It's okay.
Yeah,
Time.
please.
I was just conscious of time, but yeah. Okay, so man proposes and God disposes. The individual is not, therefore, omnipotent in fulfilling his desires. The Lord, however, can fulfill all desires, and the Lord, being neutral to everyone, does not interfere with the desires of the minute independent living entities. However, when one desires Krishna, the Lord takes special care and encourages one to desire in such a way that one can attain to him and be eternally happy. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Srila Gurudev ki jai. So when I was reading this, we all know that, Krishna is a super soul and Paramatma, and residing in our hearts with our soul, the living entity. And we all know these things. But when I was reading this, I realized that the exercising of our free will is what has actually gotten us into this miserable condition. And yet Krishna is allowing us, like we are nobody, like Vibhu and Anu. That really struck me, that Anu, that word is like, you're so minute and insignificant, and yet your desire is upheld and Krishna is not. And then what are we doing with that free will and that independence? Complete mess. And sometimes, when you read the purpose, then all this thought process come to your mind like a string of realizations. And then I was thinking, I wish that I didn't have the free will. All these disasters wouldn't happen. So my highlight was about, we have all talking about all these different, nice realizations about Devyanshi Mataji, for example, was saying that, I wish I had asked these questions before. And immediately I was thinking, okay, if you would have asked the questions before, would you be ready for the answers? And this is not you, Devyanshi Mataji, I'm just saying for me also. We may think, oh, I should have asked this question before. Oh, I should have thought of it before. But were we ready for what is to come next? Shrishti Mataji and Deepak Prabhu were sharing about those near death situations where, how easy or not easy it is to remember Krishna. And it's a very good realization that sometimes you read but when you actually experience, that is this so difficult, isn't it? Even if you were chanting the minute before that, you may probably stop chanting or like that. So all these realizations, and when you share these realizations, then Krishna is giving you this ability to share it with others, and then it helps us also, So my point was here that what is the most difficult thing? All these difficulties are there always. And then Prabhuji also mentioned that, wait, this is just the beginning. Wait and watch. It's still in your honeymoon period. And I was thinking, I was actually chanting outside the other day because there was nice sun. So I said, okay, we'll walk and chant. And then I realized it was because it had rained a lot. So all the ants had come out in the pavement. And so it was literally very hard for me to, try to not step on them and chant. Then I said, okay, I'm just going to sit in one place because, and see if I can sit on the chair and chant. And then I was chanting, and when I looked down, I saw they were so busy doing their things, They got some minute particle of food, and they were so busy, and they couldn't drag that. And then I think they talk or something, I don't know. And then one was trying, and then two or three of them were trying. And it was like they were so busy doing, and they were in their own little world. And I was thinking, I'm sure, those who are the higher living entities must be looking at us and also thinking the same, that we are so busy in our own minute little world, and we have no idea what is going on outside of that. So what is the point I'm trying to make is that all these things that we are reading, and then we are slowly implementing, trying to implement, realizing everything all good. Very, very important is, what do we do when the ground is shaking beneath your legs? That is the question. That is the test. I mean, amongst everyone here, I would say, I'm sure Avinash Krishna Prabhu and Sarvasiddhi Mataji know what I'm talking about. So when the ground is shaking beneath you, when do you know that you should speak, and when do you know you should not speak? These are very, very important things. When the time to speak is there, you should not keep quiet. That quietness has got no value. And when you should not speak, you speak. And we can speak any nonsense because we've got free will, independence. We don't know what comes out of our mouth or what doesn't come out of our mouth. We do not know. It is very, very difficult. Sometimes, like Srila Gurudev says, your mouth is, is like a tongue is like a slaughterhouse. So for me, I felt that in this, everything in this, when push comes to shove, what do we do is the most important thing, not what we want to do. Is the lesson that I have learned. When your life can go a whole, we heard about 360 degrees turn, it can go whole roller coaster. Everything that can happen, which you cannot imagine, can happen. Do you do what you want to do because it's convenient, because it's suitable to you? Do you take these instructions and fit your situation and act accordingly? Or do you actually stand by Shastra? I have experienced this in my life when I was in a situation where I don't think I did anything wrong and I had all rights to speak something. But I did not, because I was following the instructions to keep quiet. Very hard to do. It's very easy. But that is what I'm saying. When do you keep quiet? And when do you speak is very important. What you say is important, but what you don't say is also important. And people are very intelligent here. Everybody is very, very intelligent to understand the unspoken word also. And there is a lot of value to that. I'm sorry, I'm just being a bit when I was hearing all the realizations, I just felt that it's so nice. You're such young, nice devotees and so much full of enthusiasm. So I don't want to dishearten, but I just want to make you realize, like Prabhuji, it's good Prabhuji said this, that, just wait and watch, that you have to be prepared. You have to be very clear and ask the questions now. The devotees around Srila Prabhupada also asked Srila Prabhupada the questions. I have also heard my Prabhuji, Amrish Prabhuji, listening to what Srila Gurudev has to say. And when you listen, you implement, not you hear one thing and you apply it to everything else in the mood. What is that? I have understood. I still don't understand that, but I'm seeing it. How to do it? It is very easy to slip. And the biggest catastrophe of that is we are our own enemies. We become our own enemies. And don't ever do that to yourself. Never. I have seen so many. You come so close and you can just, one fraction of a minute, it's gone. Whether it be relationship, whether it be ego, whether it be whatever it is. And these complicated things will happen as and more you try to do pure devotional service to Lord Krishna, you will be tested. I mean, it's not a surprise, right? It should not be. Srila Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj said that if your devotional service is having problems, means Krishna is interested in you. So that is the only solace we can give ourselves. But we have to be tested, otherwise we will go to Krishna and we will do the same stupid things. Our consciousness will not change at all. There also will take all these things with us. And we have to leave the subtle body, the mind. We have to leave it here. So we cannot take it with us. So all these, why I'm saying these things is because one thing is about preparing, but the other thing is that sometimes we should also tell ourselves not to be in the cuckoo's land, If everything is good, great. But jaise diamond, how they usko taraste hai jaise, they that is how it should be. And we all in our own respect should be that diamond. Then Krishna has to notice and has to have attention. And who said this? That Maharaj said that kabhi kabhi kyare kyare dukh aavi jaye. Somebody mentioned that point. I think Deepak Prabhu mentioned, yes. Thank you. So that is true. Sometimes it will come, and even whether you are in your material world or whether your spirituality is not in your life also, it will come anyway. But at least here we know how to deal with it. Or we know why it is. We come to a point where we stop asking these questions. Krishna, why this is happening to me? But because you all are so young, and I hope and pray that, your journey is very smooth, all of you. But unfortunately, we are in this material world and we cannot live in that illusion. So we have to be prepared, and we have to understand the depth of what we are reading, and implementing is completely another thing. When you're talking about Deepak Prabhu and Sushri Mataji were talking about this point that, we forget, when we are in pain, we forget Krishna. This is exactly what happens, whatever kind of pain. Devotional service, the philosophy goes out of the window. So how it will not go out of the window is also one of that prayas we have to keep doing, that practice. I'm talking all these big things, but I'm also very incapable of, at all, any remembrance of Krishna. So also the importance of having in all of this devotional service, A is for association of devotees. Why is it A? Because our whole life, if you look at it, our whole life, 90% of our life is involved in relationship. Om Prabhu spoken a lot about his family and relations and everything also. It's a fact. We are living. So our problems, if you see all these, there are different types of problems, but most of that is because of relationship, either good or bad or whatever. And we cannot control what others think, how others think, or how they don't think. We cannot control anything, but we have to yet live with all these people and interact with them. And you all are talking about material, but even in devotional life also you will come across all these situations, because everybody, Prabhuji wants everyone to, ultimately wants everyone to preach. So my Prabhuji and Avinash Krishna Prabhu probably can tell you how much preaching is a headache, and still they're doing it, you know. So there is a reason why we are doing it. You can easily just say, okay, you know, I'm happy in my condition and I can just do my chanting and reading, and why not? No, but because it's the biggest mission that we have undertaken, then you have to be very, very prepared for it. Very prepared for it. And believe me, most of the times when the ground is shaking underneath your feet, and when it's time to speak, everything goes quiet. I've seen this. There are very, very few who can get up and speak. In that whole sabha of Draupadi, Mata's disrobing also, only one person spoke. And all the personalities were great personalities. It's a lesson for us. It's not to demean them. They're all great personalities. They have been there, present there when Lord Krishna was there. We were not. We are not. And these are all lessons to us. Whose, you know, husbands were the great Pandavas. So if that person cannot be protected, then who can be? And so the importance of Krishna in our lives. But yeah, I felt this point very strongly when I was hearing everyone's realizations that don't be disheartened is what Srila Gurudev will always say, you know. And it's okay. It's today, this has happened, tomorrow is another day. Every day is a fresh day. And always at the end of the day, we know that we've learned something which we can carry forward. But please, I just really, really wanted to like request everyone this one point that, you know, when it comes to actually implementing everything that we have read, that is our test. And in our own eyes, we should not fail the test. Forget about everyone else's eyes. In our own eyes, at least, we should not fail the test. That much we can do. Everything else, that is in our hands. And when you do that, then what happens after that is completely another level of devotional service. I can tell you that much. It is completely. So it's like, you know, you're crossing the ocean, you're crossing some laps in it. And every time you go, you experience something different. That once you go past, then it's a different level of consciousness. Then again, of course, there will be more and more until you reach the ultimate destination. And Srila Gurudev always mentioned about changing our own self. If everyone around you is hunky-dory, everyone is nice, great. But I think it was Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj who said that the person who comes and tells me that I'm doing something wrong or is actually helping me to change is the person I don't want to associate with, right? I don't want to. The person who says I'm very good and this, I want to associate with that person the most. This is the reality of our lives. The one who's telling us the truth, who's actually really putting themselves in a position which may not be the best for them, but for you, we don't care about that person. And that is the biggest mistake we are doing. But that is a choice we make, as Krishna has given us free will and he doesn't interfere with our free will. But we can interfere with our free will, and we should. We should. So yeah, whole life is about making the right choices. Every step we are making these choices, and that is what's going to dictate what is going to come and how far we can go. Whether we want to just go and then we're thinking I'm going to have another life and next life I'll do this and that, then forget about it. If you want to get out of here now and that is it, then we have to be tested. We will be tested and be ready for it. And we are all there for each other, So that is why we have association. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Just very fiery and thoughtful. Hare Krishna. Okay, we are a bit away about time, but still, this is very important. And those who have not spoken today, we will encourage them to speak next week. So this realization program will continue next week as well for those who have not spoken today. Thank you. Yes, anyone like to speak? Also, today, please feel free. And we are waiting. I think I want to hear more and more.
Yes, Roji, I want to speak. I thought you were going to close it now. I said, okay, time is up. Let us close it. We'll discuss next week, realization program. I thought, okay, because it's already quite late, though. And I know you are a very busy man, doing a lot of things happening with you. Anyway, thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Her Grace Purnya Pagna Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samara Prabhu. I don't know where he is today, but glories to him also. And thank you, devotees, for sharing your heartfelt realization. Yes, Prabhu. I never knew what they are going to speak, but I have been in touch with all of them. So I remember Sushti's Mataji's past time when I was talking with family and all that. But today, what she spoke, I never knew that. But that's how it is. So my realization is from the post which are posted in our beginners group with Maharaj's post. That is, I think, a couple of days before Sushti Maharaj put it. Preaching must be there. Otherwise, our own knowledge is not solidified. When I speak, I also hear. These are Krishna's words. All these things, the more we get into these literatures, the more we become from worldly man to Krishna's man. So this is why preaching should be done. Yeah, if you are not able to do whatever way we can do, so this is so powerful and such a that is a pole star for me. Okay, let us keep going. Yeah, as we all discussing that. Yeah, problems will come and they don't come in small shape and size. They come big. Yeah, with the problem which we cannot even imagine, they come. They always come. But Krishna consciousness gives us strength. Yeah, and keep us going. So, Prabhu, we have been doing regular programs for these devotees, which I have actually stopped because I wanted them to preach their own families. And I have discussed with all of you, and by Gurudev's mercy, at the moment it is continuing, and youth activity is happening. And last week I was about to go into their class because that was 5:30 or 5 a.m. here, and I said, okay, let me get it. But I said, no, let me tell them before I come into the class. So it will happen that I will someday go into the youth class also. Although I'm not youth, but I'll go there and just talk to everyone so that they know that it's being supervised, no, as you said. So, and the parents are nicely engaged up and down here and there, because in India there are a lot of things happening. So, but they're also trying, that's for sure. So that's happening. And the good thing is that the entire family is now engaged, as you foresaw, that the home should become temple, and that's exactly what's manifesting. And the last week we were studying a verse from Bhagavad Gita in our parents' class, which is again just a reminder to us, which I would like to share as my realization, which probably resonate with all of you. This is resonate with all the devotees. Is that verse from chapter 2, verse number, I think, 57. Yeah. Yaha sarvatra na bhinesta snehas tat prapya subhashubham na bhinandati na dvesti tasya pragna pratisthita. Krishna is explaining to Arjuna about his problems, why he's not ready to fight the war. And in this context, he says, translation by Srila Prabhupada, in this material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it, he is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. That is knowledge. When we are not affected by this situation, that's what we are trying to practice here. And that Krishna is also telling that in material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it or not despising it. And I'm talking about both in material and spiritual. Spiritual means where we think that we are doing devotional activities in our own way. So if you're not affected by those things, then we are in perfect knowledge, firmly fixed. Then we know how to come out this. And the first line which Prabhupada writes, which again we resonate, just a reminder, is there is always some upheaval in the material world, which may be good or evil. One who is not agitated by such material upheavals, who is unaffected by good and evil, is to be understood to be fixed in Krishna consciousness. End of story. No complication, as somebody will keep emphasizing this point. If you are unaffected, if Krishna consciousness becomes our lifestyle, and yeah, it's because situation will come. They always come. So that's our situation to be fixed in knowledge and to be in Krishna consciousness. And the last relation, I stayed in Nagpur for 10 months home alone, and yeah, cooking and yeah, so that was an experience for me. And now again I'm living alone, yeah, for 4 or 5 months, and it's I don't know, it's a Krishna's created situation or not, but it's a different consciousness which realization which comes to mind, and I think this is helping. And in Nagpur it was means in 10 months every week we'll have 5 programs, minimum 5 programs. Either I'll go or they will come. And good to hear that Pradyumna Prabhu and the team is doing 5-6 programs. Even Suchi Mataji and Purohit family also doing programs, which are actually not coming to us, but a lot of programs are actually happening. But the relation which I am getting by living alone is a different level. I'm telling you, yeah, that's Krishna's mercy, because you don't get time to think about it. That what's next when your life is changing. I don't know how relevant this is to for young ones and anyone, but this is the feeling. But I will not share it, what I'm feeling. But yeah, this is very different realization. So that's I wanted to share, Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Very nice. All the best. Yes. Who'd like to go next? Share next now. Okay, those who are missing today, then please let them know that you got next Sunday also. We'll hear them. We'll have 1 hour of realization. So let's see what then. Because if they benefit from hearing from others, then I think they should be speaking too. Preacher businessman I am. You can't be just listening and say, अच्छा है, माल अच्छा मिल गया, कुछ देना पड़ेगा आपको भी कुछ. Okay, wonderful. So we'll conclude today then. Thank you very much. So whose turn is it to sing? And like our the Purnima, Bhadra Purnima is technically tomorrow, Tithi. And it's a day, as I started by saying, that where devotees gift Bhagavatam and you can go back to Godhead. So that's what we are doing. They say in a golden throne you must offer. Now a golden throne, we are not qualified to have golden throne. But our golden throne of our heart, we are offering all of you. And you're also discussing amongst yourselves and sharing with new people. So hopefully, if there is value in our honesty, then our dear Lord Krishna may accept our requests, our small endeavors, by the mercy of Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. And we'll take up from there, Yeah. So very nice. Okay. Right. Hare Krishna. So now whose turn is it to sing? Maharaj, please hear us.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्ण सुभद्रा जी, कैसे हैं आप जी?
मैं ठीक हूँ प्रभु जी, आप कैसे हैं?
बस हम भी ठीक है, थैंक यू वेरी मच, बहुत धन्यवाद पूछने के लिए। माधव जी, हिंदी बोलते हैं आपकी? बंद बंद हो गई हिंदी बोलनी आपकी, कि सिर्फ आप संडे संडे हिंदी बोलते हैं?
Yes, Prabhuji.
हाँ, सिर्फ संडे को कैसे हैं जी, अच्छा हूँ जी बोलते हैं। जैसे नवीना, नवीना जी स्पीक मराठी ऑन संडे, कसे आहात मी छान आहे, तुम्ही कसे आहात मी छान आहे, बस फिनिश्ड। हाँ,
Yes, Prabhuji.
that's it. Now, this is how it is. This is how it become. Do you know? Anyway, listen. ठीक है जी, so you can sing very nicely, Subhadra ji, and we'll follow you very nicely, okay? With the actions, okay? चलिए, 1, 2, 3, start.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
then we're not happy.
we are not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best use your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you are in your prime.
And your whole life
And your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there is nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
But if your health is gone,
then that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your character dies,
But if your character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior
Only saintly behavior
lets humanity thrive.
lets humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna
We must always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
But how are we to practice with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here's the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna.
No. You must learn.
You must learn to
So nice.
see that
Krishna.
Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely
So listen very closely
and make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live in work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
And whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy
Your friends might be
or
lazy
doing bad things,
or doing bad things,
but you think again.
but you think again,
Don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you will win in the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we are given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, see Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. We sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame. It's the only way this world will ever become sin. So
Chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame. It's the only way this world will ever become safe.
now please ask this greatest question.
Please ask this greatest question
And find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna.
You can only remember Krishna.
If Krishna remembers you.
If Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah.
जय जोड़ने श्रीला महाविष्णु गोस्वामी महाराज श्रीला गुरुदेव की जय, जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्री संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय, परम विजयते श्री कृष्ण संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय, श्री निताई गौर चंद्र प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to lotus feet of Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Srimati Mahavishnu Goswami Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurani Prasayane. Nirvisheshwan Vari Prasade Sayane. Hare Krishna. It's very nice. Krishna willing. We all see you next week, same place, same time. Till then, please chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Hare
very much.
Krishna.
Guru.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Ram. Hare Ram.
Prabhuji, thank
Thank
you,
you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram.